A lot of teachings around manifestation really end with belief and envisionment.
Mm.
And that's not how physics works. Not in the 3D, not in any dimension, actually. So with physics, if we're really looking at true quantum physics, what does that mean? Well, that means that your consciousness, the fact that you're creating an observation, a witness state, allows huge changes to occur in the matter and in the energies around you. This is scientifically proven in the studies they've done on light particles. So when the observer looks at a split test of a light particle, the light particle can change between a wavelength into a particle depending on if there's someone observing it. And that is incredible because every single atom is releasing light. Every atom releases light. Every time an electron moves into a different shell on an atom, it releases a photon. All matter is creating light. All matter is made of light. When you zoom down into the very depths of matter, beyond what we are able to do with tools in the 3D, but with your mind and the brain itself, we know as a fact as well, has structures in 12 dimensions. And so that means you're perfectly capable of recognizing and understanding energy at any quantum level you want to. And when you zoom into all reality, it's all the same. It's intelligent light. And this is what I call the source field. And this source field goes far beyond this universe. It is the field that creates all universes. And that intelligence is yours. And so, with that, source has asked you, a strand of light, to come into this consciousness to be able to shift, change, learn, and discover in order to answer the question that has made this whole universe tick. The whole universe is based off of a single question. What is love? And all of our lives are about discovering what is love and what is not love. And we're discovering that big time now, especially with neutral high heart love. I can't my brain's still trying to wrap itself around how important that neutral, incredible energy of love really is going to be for us. But if we're really going to take this seriously, if we're going to be able to manifest as true creator beings, we need to recognize exactly who we are. You are from source. You're a ray of light from that original source field, and you never left it. The fact that it feels separate is an illusion that you're breaking through when you shift density out of the way, when you're working on those egoic structures we talked about. So to truly manifest, yes, you need to be able to understand it with the mind, visualize it and believe it with the mind. It's true. And then we bring it into the heart. And through the heart, where the hands function, right? The hands don't function up here from your head. The hands function from the heart. From the heart space, then we manifest incredible, creative connections into the world. And also the voice, very important. The voice is the bridge between the mind and heart. You can't just speak from your head. You must allow that information to go into the heart and then come from the heart. And so when that comes from the heart, then that's you being able to connect and communicate more purely from the soul level to other individuals, to plants and animals, and to the world around you, and even to your own cells and your own DNA. And to be able to speak that incredible power is so important. It connects us. And then the last point I want to make too, when you manifest, you don't do it alone. This is not something that's done alone. You're doing it with all the symbiotic creatures that live in your body and make it function. We're not mostly human. In fact, we're mostly bacteria. And that bacteria has nothing to do with humans, really, except that it actually helps our bodies function. We have a symbiotic body.
Mm.
And so we're manifesting with their help, which I call the emissaries of the earth, because that bacteria is quite a lot older than our bodies. We are manifesting with the help of other people, materials that you need to create something that's very 3D, or offerings, or if you're, creating a community, it's never done by a single person. It's always done with a network of human beings that interact at a very intimate level. Most people interact with a certain amount of people in their lifetime. And if they're living in the same spot, they're going to interact with a very similar group of people a lot.
Yeah.
That has been completely separated from us. That used to be so important. And now we say, well, I mainly connect with people via my phone online. I mainly connect with people through social media. This was a false barrier put between us. And this is going to have to go too. And a lot of people, including myself, we're leaving all the social media platforms and we're starting our own online communities.
Mm.
You're going to see more and more of this happen because everyone's sick and tired of the censorship, honestly. But also because in order to find your tribe, you're going to be having to interface with these communities and building communities. So I'm often finding that Source wants people to start, for example, circles, bringing people to their home once a week or a couple of times a month to share some food, to just talk, to be in this together so that, hey, guess what? If the global internet suddenly crashes, or if all the monetary systems completely dissipate and have to be rebuilt, or whatever scenario happens, that we're prepared.
Yeah.
And preparation doesn't have to be done in fear. No, it's about creativity. When we prepare, for example, for a garden, we're not thinking about, oh, well, what if all these horrible things like diseases and bugs and crazy stuff comes and happens? That's not what happens when you're preparing your garden. When you're preparing your garden, you're thinking about all the great food you're going to get out of it. And that's the mindset we want. We're preparing the garden of the earth again, and we're doing it together. And so you need to be able to have others and a recognition that you're intimately tied to this web of life. And whenever you try to manifest something, it is done with the entire web of life. And that's amazing. That means you're highly supported in manifesting into this reality. And that feeling that you can't bring in the things that you need. I'm not just talking about money. Money's just a tool. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't spend it, then you're not going to get anything done. So money's more like a bridge. And if you're needing to then create relationships where trade and barter, for example, help you to get what you need so that people don't have to depend on money anymore. Well, that's actually much more natural than, say, transacting via online or transacting with a plastic card. All of these things are some things we've been trained to get used to, but you're going to get used to not having to use them too real quick because it's going to be much more grassroots and natural. So one of the biggest steps to manifesting is recognizing that it takes the whole web of life for that plate of food to have come to you, for that circle of people to be there right at that moment and at that time, for that healing. to have occurred for anything that you're trying to manifest. And this mindset shift is key. It's going to help save us from trying to compete against each other all the time to create or to meet our needs. That's again a terrible program we've been trained in. And so instead, I say, no, collaboration, support, co creation, those are the foundations of manifesting. And that is my biggest piece, my biggest point of view shift, I think, to offer people around true manifesting. That's it. That's the main mindset shift that has to happen.